LiteCoin to the USD using the Bitstamp price feed. So I've already left the labels on from prior. And what's really most important is the current correction. From a trend line perspective, one can easily draw parallel lines, a channel. So I think this is moving in a channel. And just like most things, even in triangles, channels from an LA wave perspective, I label it as A, B, C, D, E. And I think if we do that, we can so far see that A is in, B, C, D, and one more E. And this E could be equivalent to the prior lows, if not a little bit lower low. And that support will be at around in the zone of 95.45 approximately. So again, as I have been talking most of today, I'm pointing out, because it broke out of a symmetrical triangle or a wedge, it certainly gave you a good percentage of rise, in this case from 102 to 252. So over 100% rise. I mean, that was a good breakout. However, this is a case also where that breakout, after it is done, peaking, could put in a lower low, slightly lower low, if not about the same or a little bit higher. I don't know. The E could be here, here, or go sub 100. And the A, B, C, D, E is a telltale signal of a very expected move of waves between two parallel lines. Now, while projecting a lower low is no fun, no going through it or holding through it, I think one could kind of ask, would this be a good place to take buying actions up here? Or would it be on the next lower low? So for those of you who have cash, deployment of cash, before deploying any cash for any purchases, I think you need to ask, is this a good time to take buying actions or selling actions? And if there's a lower low expected, the same question should be asked. Is this, in the absence of all emotion, a good time to be taking the buying actions or selling actions? Very simple question that you might want to ask yourself every time. Quite often you might see a sizable dip. Many at this point who sold, if they had asked themselves that question, is this now the time to be selling or buying? Could have saved them quite a bit of anguish and disappointment for having sold out of panic. In fact, it'll keep you out of it quite often, asking that simple question. Is this the time to be taking buying actions or selling actions? If you look at this, what pattern does this resemble? When you have price traveling in a parallel line, moving downward, this is called a bull flag. Why is it called a bull flag? Well, you're depleting the sellers from over here, a lot of sellers. As price decreases, the sellers get depleted. The number of sellers become almost fully depleted at a point like this, maybe at the point of E. So you almost can say not a seller to be found. And then what do you have? You have no sellers, nothing but buyers. And just like what happened here, there were no sellers, but only buyers left, and that drove it over 100%, in excess of a double. So I think quite a bit of patience and discipline needs to be exercised. And a mantra type of question could be, as I said, ask yourself whether now is a good time to buy or sell before you take the action of pulling the trigger. All right, that's it for LiteCoin. More to come in the future.